I'm Alan Kinney, Editorial Director with REIT.com, and we're at the Wynn Las Vegas for REITWorld 2015, NAREIT's annual convention for all things REIT. I'm joined by John Kite, CEO of Kite Realty Group Trust. So John, your company has sold about $100 million in assets this year. What do you expect to do with all that capital?
Well, I think what we've done is we sold about $320 million of the properties that we had bought in the Inland merger. And we did that in the fourth and first quarter, so the fourth quarter of 14, first quarter of 15. And our net proceeds after redeploying the capital is around $100 million. So we bought about $220 million of properties this year. So we really upgraded the properties as part of this process. But with the net $100 million, the idea is that we're going to pay, we have a 8.25% perpetual preferred that we've called. It's $100 million. So about half of that will go to that and half of that will go to just other leverage reduction.
Do you think that REIT development pipelines are going to expand in 2016?
Well, I think REIT development, I would say redevelopment pipelines are definitely expanding versus development ground up. So I think that trend will continue. Most of the REITs have pretty strong portfolios, but they're looking to improve them. Like ourselves, we have about $120 million of identified redevelopment projects that we're looking to start over the next 18 months. So I think that trend will probably continue. The ground up is a little more difficult. The returns are still a little more challenged, so that's probably a little further out in the spectrum.
What are some of the trends that are causing you the most concern right now?
Well, there's lots to worry about, but I think for us, we look at the most critical thing that we're looking at is inventory supply, so new supply coming onto the market, which still remains very low. So that's the thing that we focus on the most. I mean, there's lots of other issues to think about with retailers and online issues, but the reality is we're in a low supply environment, so we're doing pretty well, and I think that trend will continue as well.
John, technology is changing so much about how we live today. How do you see that affecting the demand for retail space?
Yeah, I think technology is a big part of retail. All of the bricks and mortar retailers have embraced it, so I think it's a net positive. Right now there's some transitional things going on with online retail, growing. People are focused on that, but the reality is most of that online retail is really a transfer from catalog retail, and the bricks and mortar guys are 70% of online. That's of the total online business that's done annually, 70% of that's done by bricks and mortar players. So it's a positive. I mean, there's no question that people want convenience, and the bricks and mortar retailers are focused on that. So I think ultimately we'll look back on this time and say it was a definite positive to the space.
John, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Be sure to visit REIT.com for more from REITWorld 2015.